And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday. It's time for another edition of the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show presented by Marshall Hometown Tire. We're at the point of the season where it's becoming a crossover, and that doesn't mean that the Justice League and the Avengers will be making a film together anytime soon. I'm talking about the fact that winter and spring sports are coinciding. So this is the first spring sport preview, and we're going to be talking baseball with a guy that I've been looking forward to interview for some time. Because as I was getting ready for this interview, I kept thinking to myself, there are two kinds of people in this world. There are those that go through childhood, parenthood, fatherhood, brotherhood, sisterhood, and all those kind of hoods. And then there's this guy, head coach Jared Hood. Sorry, coach, some things will never change around here, but head coach Jared Hood of the ETBU baseball team. And for the first time this season, coach, we got stuff to talk about with your baseball squad. But before we get into that, coach, off-season been going okay? Raising a third child as well. How's that been going for you?
It's been going good. He's a stud and growing fast. And, of course, right now you're just trying to keep everybody healthy, and kids going to school and bringing home all kinds of stuff, all kinds of fun stuff as far as germs and everything like that. But he's doing good. James is doing good. And, of course, my two daughters, Avon and McLean, it's really cool to see how much they're just infatuated with him and pumped about being big sisters. So it's been a really fun off season.
Absolutely. Does that kind of make it fun for you and all? Because obviously during the season you're more focused about your team and trying to figure out ways to win ball games and bring a lot of success to the program. Because does that kind of take the pressure off, like having an off season like that, even though you also have to deal with recruiting and such?
Well, I think what it's done, Kenneth, is it's kind of de-stressed me a little bit as far as the baseball side of things. And it puts more, there's been a lot more focus on family, which is good, and focus on, the relationships with my kids. And I think that actually is, I think it can help out your coaching style a little bit. And, and when you have a newborn, okay, you really begin to understand all over again that the things that we worry about on a daily basis aren't really big worries. So yeah, it's actually, I think, helped me transition into this year and get ready for the season. Having the third child and trying to learn all the newborn stuff all over again.
Well, I'll make a note of that if ever I had a wife and kids pretty soon, hopefully soon, but not right now. But for right now, Coach, another season just around the corner. You're getting ready for first big series and all that. Let's talk about the team. Obviously, you guys have been back working around, practicing in the cold and in the rain and all that. What are you liking from your guys so far? What is it that they bring to the table that could prove to be a success for the season?
I think it's depth. We've got a lot of depth this year. Different positions are bringing different things. Our pitching staff is incredibly deep. We feel like, and we've got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. A lot of talented guys. And then you have, on the offensive side of things, you've got guys that, have had to kind of wait their turn just a little while, and then you've got some younger guys that are really stepping up and have big aspirations to do some good things, and they're handling it quite well right now. And it's really pretty cool to kind of see those guys come into their own and mature in the game. And so we'll see what happens, but I'm liking our feel for it right now.
Absolutely, because obviously, I've been looking forward to this team. Obviously, your assistant coach Tanner has been kind of getting on me about, oh man, this is going to be another great year. I think he's mostly excited because of the pitching staff, because I feel like pitching has been great. The question, obviously, going into this is the offensive side, because you lost a lot of last year with Casey Combs gone, Gartner gone, McKeska, and Landon Barnes gone, just to name a few guys, even Dylan Sumter to an extent. But obviously, the guys you have returning from the offensive side, Brady Faulkner, great hitter, Zachary McAdams, great hitter. I think it's just an opportunity just to kind of see, what is it that this team could be? I mean, from an offensive side. Does that kind of make you kind of, like, as the season goes on, will you be able to get an understanding of how it is from an offensive side?
Yeah, and I think we're learning that right now. When you graduate seven hitters out of the starting lineup, out of one of the best offensive years that you've had. And, it's tough to replace those guys. And I don't think that you ever go into a season trying to replace the guys that you lost to graduation. I think you just kind of hope to, fill those slots with good athletes and guys that understand who they are as an offensive player. And, and it's going to be a different offensive club this year. We're going to have to put a lot more balls in play, hit some balls hard, put pressure on the defense. But we've got some guys that can run the ball out of the yard too, and so we can do, a lot of different things, but it's going to be a continuation of our maturation process with some of those younger guys. And, especially when we get into the dog days of the season and just continue to grind it out and to keep going. But so yeah, a lot of offensive guys to replace or to find a new job, guys that can handle the new jobs. But it brings a really interesting dynamic and a different dynamic than what we're used to, and it's definitely on the positive end.
Certainly, Coach. And, of course, this season is, of course, another one. You start off with Centenary like you did last year. It's a similar format, a home and away series. This time you're starting at home, and next time you're starting at away. I mean, does that kind of seem to interrupt the flow of things, like playing at home and then immediately going over, even though Shreveport's like 30 or so minutes away?
Yeah, see, early in the year, I don't think so. I think the guys are just ready to play, and they're ready to play somebody other than the Tigers. And for us to have an opportunity to open it up this weekend and to be able to play at home as well as experience a road trip, I think it benefits. Because you get to play at the home field, but then also you get to go on the road and get a taste of that, the road experience. So I think it actually benefits us, and the guys are ready to handle that.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, once again, thanks for joining us. We'll have more of you later on as the season goes on. Can't wait to call the games as well. And you will be able to keep up with our baseball program later on this season. We'll talk more with head coach Jared Hood next time on the ETB Sportsnet Coaches Show.